if you want more information. You can also ask them about joining the longevity team. And if you want to click on the Join Now link on the upper left-hand corner of the page at brightsideben.com, somebody will get back to you with information if you're interested in joining me on my longevity team, joining me in helping fight the ignorance around nutritional supplementation, because, my friends, there is a war on for our minds and for our bodies. Applied propaganda is not some kind of paranoid delusion. It's not conspiracy theory. It's real, and it's being practiced on us every day, and it affects the choices we make about the most intimate lifestyle behaviors that we choose to do every day, every hour, every moment of our lives, and it's being practiced on us by true experts in the field. Wizards of Wall Street, magicians of Madison Avenue, and big shots in boardrooms and marketing departments all over the planet. Professors and theorists in universities all over the world, the best and the brightest minds are studying every day how best to manipulate us, to manipulate humanity into buying and eating the crap that they're selling. The best statement we can make if we're going to resist this kind of manipulation is to consciously decide with awareness, with mindfulness, what we are going to put into our minds, our brains, and our bodies. What ideas we're going to believe and what foods we're going to eat. We want to believe ideas and choose foods because they're right, because they're good, because they're true, not because some clown or cartoon or celebrity or model or whatever propagandist tells us to do. If you want to buy into that whole marketing narrative, the whole McDonald's marketing narrative, that's great, but don't expect there not to be some kind of cost to your mental or your physical well-being. And by the way, just knowing about the bull crap that's being foisted on us is not enough. Francis Bacon was wrong when he said knowledge is power, because it's not knowledge that's power. Knowledge is only potential power. We have to implement our knowledge with right action, and it's right action that is where our real strength lies, and that's why you want to get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program. Don't eat the corporate crap. Use drugs as a last resort. In fact, you shouldn't even need drugs if you do things right. We spent the last couple of months talking about how you can have alternatives to prescription drugs for cardiovascular disease. We haven't even touched the statin drugs yet, by the way, the most important, the most highly touted cardiovascular drugs. We haven't even talked about cholesterol yet. We're still talking about essential fatty acids, EFAs. We've covered coenzyme Q10 as an alternative to meds for treating cardiovascular issues. We talked about vitamin E. We talked about controlling insulin and bile and the digestive system. We could spend a lot of time talking on essential fatty acids if we really want to. They're part of the macronutrient component of the 8 chapters of good nutrition, along with protein and fiber and water and carbohydrates. That means while micronutrients like vitamins and minerals are parts of food, vitamins and minerals and certain trace nutrients are components of food, essential fatty acids and macronutrients are food itself. They're not parts of food, they are the food. They're not mere parts, they are literally the food we're eating. Understanding fat chemistry is a key to understanding health and wellness for a lot of reasons. One of the most important being the fact that there are hardwired drives built into our brain that will force us to find fat if we are not getting these essential fatty acids. And this hardwiring in the brain is extremely important to understand if we're going to really be able to work effectively with nutrition. You see, our 21st century way of eating and of feeding ourselves from a biochemical point of view flies in the face of what the body needs. Our 21st century way of sustaining ourselves, of feeding ourselves, flies in the face of needs that were developed in the body over eons, over millions of years. And for those of you who somehow feel like evolutionary biology is not in line with the idea of a creator, which, by the way, I disagree with. I think a divine creator could easily work through an evolutionary process. And the two ideas of creationism and evolution, I don't find them to be mutually exclusive. In any case, I would ask you to consider the possibility, if you're one of those folks that has problems with evolutionary biology, I would ask you to consider the possibility, at least, that the notion of a divine creator does not contradict a historical perspective that says that the human body has needs that were developed before we learned to process food. And processing food means agriculture too, by the way. So whether you think it's evolution or divine creation, the fact is, at the very least, the body has certain needs. The body has a certain way it likes to be. It has a certain chemistry it likes to maintain. There's a certain recipe that it takes to make a healthy human being. Whether it's evolution or whether it's a divine creator or whether it's both, the formula or the recipe that it takes to make a human being has to be followed. And if it's not followed, there will be a price to pay, period. And McDonald's and Betty Crocker and veggie burgers and French fries and donuts and soda pop are not part of the recipe, period. These are modern additions to the human experience, and the human body can't handle it. It throws the body off balance. What we eat, folks, is the single most powerful physical substance for changing the regulation, the delicate balance that's involved in human biochemistry. And not to, by the way, what we think and what we feel, that's also important. It's also important. Both what we think and what we feel has an effect on our biochemistry, just like what we eat or what we don't eat has an effect on our biochemistry. But from a dietary perspective, from a nutritional perspective, one of the most significant ways to change this delicate balance in the body's chemistry, for better or worse, is through diets, digestion, and nutrition. The body has needs, it has must-haves, or there will simply be a price to pay. The body's needs are for very, very small amounts of simple sugars, greater amounts of complex sugars, the kind you get in veggies, essential fats, especially omega-3s and omega-6s. We'll continue our discussion when we come back from our break. I am Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. Our number is 866-582-9933. We'll be back right after this.
Gold isn't for you? Ted Anderson, president of Midas Resources, one of the world's premier gold and precious metal investing firms. I get it. You wouldn't buy gold if you believed that the government is doing a great job, that the Fed will stop handing out trillions of dollars like bailout candy, that Social Security would be there for you. That's not what's happening. You might even pass on gold if the stimulus package wouldn't fuel inflation, or that the dollar wouldn't lose value, or that your retirement would be secure. If all looks rosy to you, then now is not the time to buy gold. For the realist, there have never been more sobering reasons to diversify with gold. Since 2001, the U.S. dollar index has tanked 30% while gold has risen 300%. Right now, savvy investors are adding gold to their portfolios. You should too. Find out what they know. Call us and I'll send you 10 reasons why gold will do very well, free. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, green-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your Longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
If you constantly feel run down and tired, your pH level might be low and your body could be full of toxins. If what you drink is not at a pH level of 8 or higher, you are inviting bacteria and acid to thrive in your body. But there is something you can do. Simply add 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops to your water to help your body rid itself of acidic waste, increase oxygen, and raise your pH balance to optimum levels. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals in the world, alkalizing the water you you drink, ridding your body of acidic waste and toxins, and helping you regain energy and vibrant health. And studies show viruses, bacteria, and toxins cannot survive in an alkaline, high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops at alkavision.com. That's ALKA Vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
So the body has must-haves. It has needs. There's a recipe for making a great body. There's things we got to include. Just like when you're baking a cake, you got to have the eggs, you got to have the sugar, you got to have the flour, etc. You got to have the ingredients to make a great cake. The human body is the same way, and it needs ingredients. You've got to have certain ingredients to have a great body. There's just no getting around it. You have to have very, 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 very small amounts of sugars. You've got to have greater amounts of complex sugars, the kinds that you find in vegetables and certain fruits. You have to have generous amounts of good fats and essential fats, especially the hard-to-find fats like omega-3s and a lot of the easier-to-find omega-6s. And you gotta have easy-to-process protein. And then, of course, you need vitamins and minerals and good bacteria for the colon. That's what the human body wants. The need for sugar is so important that there is wiring in the brain, hard wiring that we're born with, that's going to keep us searching for and eating sugar whenever it's around. This hard wiring in the brain makes us sugar-seeking machines. It's like a program that comes built in with your computer, with our brain computer. It's a program that comes built in with our brain computer, and it's akin to the programs that come in built into your hard drive when you buy your computer at Best Buy. This hard wiring in the brain was necessary when there wasn't a lot of sugar available. The brain runs on sugar, and for most of our history, there just wasn't any sugar around. So this sugar-seeking behavior was a survival behavior. It was important for our survival. Unfortunately, with the introduction of animal husbandry and agriculture 12,000 or so years ago, our eating environment changed, and it changed fast, much faster than the human genetic ability to adjust. What happened 10,000 or 12,000 years ago is human beings figured out how to keep a steady supply of sugar in the form of wheat and rye and barley and grains in our environment. It figured out how to keep a steady supply of sugar in the form of grains in our environment. When this happened, all of a sudden there was a lot of sugar around, and in combination with our sugar-seeking brain programming, we started to eat a lot of sugar. And we started to get really sick. When we went from a wild hunter-gatherer environment with very little sugar to a farming environment, and where most of our calories began to come from sugar, within the span of a mere 10,000 or 12,000 years, we became really, really sick. And the same thing occurred with fat. The body's needs for fats are tightly regulated, and in the absence of fat, as in the absence of sugars, we became fat-seeking machines. Just like we are sugar-seeking machines, we're fat-seeking machines. So we're fat-seeking machines and sugar-seeking machines, and that is not a good thing, folks. Not a good thing, folks. Unlike sugar, we didn't really start getting into the fat business until maybe the last couple of hundred years. We really didn't start to figure out how to keep fat present. Fat's very unstable. We didn't really figure out how to stabilize fat, so it was all over until maybe 120 years ago, the turn of the 20th century. But again, our programming is to find fat and eat fat whenever we can. In other words, our bodies and our brains are not happy unless there's fat. But our bodies and our brains don't want any kind of fat. They don't want just mere fat. We need fats that can be used for our biochemistry. We especially need two fats that the body can't make. They're called essential fats. Whenever you hear the word essential in nutrition, as in essential fatty acids or essential amino acids or essential nutrients, that's a substance that you gotta get in your diet because your body can't make it. That's a substance that has a critical role to play in human biochemistry, but it's not made by the body, which means we're in big trouble if we are not getting essential nutrients into our body. We're in big trouble if we're not getting essential amino acids. We're in big trouble if we're not getting essential vitamins. We're in big trouble if we're not getting essential fatty acids. In the absence of good, healthy fats, in the absence of essential fats, we will become fat-craving monsters. Because like sugar, fat provides a tremendous amount of energy. Fat is also extremely important for biochemistry, and that means two things for our health. Number one, if we don't get fat in our diet, if we're not adding good fat, I'm talking about good fat here, if we're not getting good fat, we're not going to be healthy and we're not going to be happy. And number two, if we don't get good fat, we are going to do whatever it takes to find that fat. And if we can't find good fat, we're going to make do with whatever kind of fat we can find. And it will take the willpower of a Zen monk to be able to resist the urge to eat fat if we're deficient in fat. And don't think food manufacturers, food processors like Nabisco and Frito-Lay and Keebler, don't for a moment think that these food processors, these food manufacturers are not fully aware of our drives for fat and our drives for sugar. In fact, not only do they know this, they take full advantage of it. They exploit it by spiking their foods with lots of the wrong kinds of fats that will keep us going for fat, in addition to lots of sugar that will keep us going for sugar, and lots of salt and lots of hidden chemicals, excitotoxins, that will keep us addicted to their foods. All of these substances that are being added to foods, all of these substances that we're being manipulated with, have drives that are hardwired in our brain. There's a reason why we can't eat just one. We're being chemically manipulated. We're like biological puppets having our biochemical strings pulled by biochemical puppet masters. On the other hand, the good news is, the bright side is, that all programs have a back door. All programs have another way to access, a secret entrance that you can hack into. While these drives for sugar and salt and fat are built in, while they're programmed into the brain, there's a back door that we can hack into. These programs can be disabled. They can be shut off, and that's what satiety is all about. That's what satisfaction is all about. That's what appetite suppression is all about. If you try to use willpower to override these drives for sugar and fat and salt, the odds are pretty good that you're going to fail. But you can eat more protein. You can eat a lot more protein, especially glutamine-containing protein like whey, or even soy protein, which is a great source of glutamine, ideally fermented soy products. You can eat meat, you can eat fish, you can eat high-protein foods, and you can shut off the sugar drives via the back door. For fats, you can use MCT fats, medium-chain triglyceride fats. You can get them from coconut oil, or you can get straight MCT fats. Or you can use essential fatty acid liquids, you can use essential fatty acid capsules, and you can hack into your brain's hardwired drive for fat. Eating more essential fatty acids, supplementing with essential fatty acids, supplementing with MCTs, medium-chain triglycerides, eating coconut oil. These are ways to hack into the body's fat-seeking behavior programming. If we turn to essential fatty acids or coconut oil every time we had a fat craving, we would find ourselves over time craving less and less fat. And that means we can use our fat cravings as a guide. The good news is there's a reason we like fat. The body likes fat. The body needs fat, so eat more fat. How's that for controversial nutritional advice? Of course, I'm talking about good fat here, not Cinnabon fat. And there's a very interesting story I want to tell you about Cinnabon. We'll talk about that when we come back from a break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Walland Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Walland Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall and Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
Attention taxpayers! If you've received a notice from the IRS or state, do not ignore it. It's also a big mistake to try and handle your tax problem on your own. If you owe back taxes, it's a fact that the government has the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, wages, savings, and your freedom. But here's the good news. There's a special toll-free tax hotline set up especially for you. This tax hotline will tell you about new programs that are geared to help you dramatically settle, reduce, or eliminate what you owe. But you have to call now. Take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 877-345-7645. That's 877-345-7645. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can reduce or eliminate back taxes, including penalties and interest. You can also be helped if you have unfiled returns, a tax lien, wage garnishment, bank levy, or if you've been entered into a payment plan but can't make the payments. Don't make the big mistake in thinking you can ignore or handle your tax problem on your own. You can stop the collection process immediately at 1-877-345-7645. That's 1-877-345-7645. 1-877-345-7645.
Can Heart and Body Extract help with other ailments besides heart conditions, high blood pressure, clogged arteries, or unbalanced cholesterol? It did for Karen.
I've been using Heart and Body Extract for approximately 2 weeks. I've had an earwax buildup problem for many years, with over-the-counter stuff not working at all. I had very poor hearing due to this earwax buildup. Well, after 2 weeks of taking Heart and Body Extract, my earwax buildup almost completely cleared up. Could this be the effect of better body circulation?
Heart and Body Extract is an effective 100% organic nutritional supplement specially formulated to allow your body to heal itself.
My hearing is almost completely back to normal. I'm amazed.
Order by calling 866-295-5305 or online at hbextract.com. That's 866-295-5305 or hbextract.com. Heart and Body Extract for a long and healthy life.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins, but did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. bidbit.co.
Kent writes, my 6-month-old grandson is plagued by numerous food allergies. Wheat, dairy, soy, eggs. Sounds typical, actually. They cause rashes all over his body. His mom has been advised to eliminate the above items. Good idea. As she is still nursing him, are there any other regimens or supplements that might mitigate his suffering? Yes, sir. Kent, get your baby on probiotics, good bacteria. Get the mom, if she's breastfeeding, on probiotics and good bacteria. And make sure your mom or the mom is not herself eating foods like wheat and dairy and soy and eggs that can get passed into the breast milk. When a baby is born, nature has designed a system, the divine force being wise always, has designed a system where baby's good bacteria will be set up for life by factors that are in breast milk. If those factors are not in breast milk, there will be serious problems in the baby's digestive tract for the rest of the baby's life. And so it will become extremely important that that baby becomes very familiar with nutritional supplementation with probiotics, good bacteria. There's lots of different ones that you can use for babies. Good bacteria are non-toxic, so you don't have to worry about adult dosing with good bacteria. You may want to, if the baby's not eating solid food, it's going to be a little bit trickier. You may need to find some liquid probiotics. In any case, Kent, get your baby on, or get your grandbaby on a good probiotic supplement. That would be my recommendation. And as far as protein goes, when the baby's weaned off of breast milk, and you want the baby to stay on breast milk as long as possible, but when the baby's weaned off of breast milk, you may want to try hemp seed protein for the baby. Hemp seed protein is the protein of choice for people who can't use whey protein or egg protein, which are pretty much the two best proteins going, whey and egg. Hemp seed is your most important alternative. All right, let's see. I want to tell you a cool story that's in the book, The End of Overeating, by David Kessler. David Kessler was the head of the FDA. He's a doctor. I was not a fan of David Kessler, as I'm not a fan of the FDA. But he wrote a really neat book when he left the FDA, and he kind of went over to the good side, went over to the bright side from the dark side. And this is a very important book called The End of Overeating. And in this book, he talks a lot about how we're manipulated through our foods, and how chemists at food companies understand what our drives are and how foods are created to take advantage of those drives. And one of those foods is the product Cinnabon, which most of you have heard of. Cinnabons are found in airports and food courts around the country. Cinnabon has that famous cinnamony smell that everybody seems to be addicted to. There's always long lines at the Cinnabon counter, and it's no accident that there's long lines at the Cinnabon counter. And there's a really cool story about why there are long lines at the Cinnabon counter. There's a really cool story in this book about how Cinnabon was created, and I would love to tell you that story, and I'm going to tell you that story because it's real important, because it really underscores this whole idea of manipulation through food chemistry, of how we are controlled by our drives, by people who understand our drives and understand how to exploit and how to leverage those drives to their advantage. It's a very important story. I want to tell you about that, but we have a bunch of folks on hold. I want to get to as many calls as I can, so we'll have to wait till tomorrow for that discussion, when we'll continue talking about alternatives to cardiovascular disease, specifically essential fatty acids and how important they are for heart health, for cardiovascular health. Our number is 866-582-9933. Without further ado, let's take our first phone call. Jesse in Colorado. What's going on, bro?
Hi there. I have a history of heart disease in my family. Grandmother died at 62.
Okay.
Dad had open bypass at 50, and my brother died 4 years ago at 32.
Oh, no.
I've been
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm now 33.
Okay.
And I've been on heavy meds, 80 milligrams of Lipitor and Tenolol and Zetia.
That's awesome.
And we have the mutated gene, we're told. And I had a major test done, have 50% blockages already. And ultimately, I just wanted to call in. I'm new to the product. I'm looking to get on it very soon, and wanted to see what an addition could be taken to hopefully get off the medication, if it's a possibility.
Please. Absolutely 100%. You're 33 years old. You're in the prime of your life. You're being poisoned and drugged. And if anything's going to kill you, it's not going to be heart disease. It's going to be the nasty poisons that some doctor unconsciously put you on. Now, were all these meds, you said Zetia, Lipitor, what was the other one?
The other one was a Tenolol. It's a beta block.
They're all nasty, nasty drugs. And I'm telling you, if you are not feeling the signs of drug poisoning, then you have an amazing constitution. If you're not fatigued, if you're not having sexual problems, if you're not having weight gain issues, if you just don't feel lousy, then you have an amazing constitution, because those are three nasty drugs, especially the atenolol. Here's the thing. We've been talking about alternatives to exactly the kind of experience you're having with the modern medical model for the last 2 2 months in terms of heart disease. We've been talking about alternatives to prescription drugs for heart disease, and you maybe want to get your doctor to turn on his radio and listen to this program, because it's absolutely unconscionable for a 34-year-old guy to be put on that kind of medication. Just read the package insert, and that's all I'll tell you about how nasty those drugs are, especially the atenolol. So here's what you need to do. Number one, first and foremost, if you have any digestive problems, and I can't imagine that you don't, being on these prescription drugs, those need to be worked on. You have to isolate digestive issues with foods. And by the way, this is not just me talking to Jesse. This is me talking to anybody out there who wants to get off their meds. This is me talking to anybody out there who wants to change their health biography, their health life. Any kind of health issue that you're confronting, first and foremost, work with your digestive system. If you have any digestive symptoms, that's good, because that's giving you a clue to where you can work. If you don't have any digestive symptoms, look more closely until you can find some digestive symptoms, because they're important clues. Once you find digestive symptoms, you want to eliminate the foods that are causing them. It's like a little detective game, and I talk about writing the symptom down in a little book. I've said this so many times, I hate to bore people, but it's very important to understand that you have to write down your symptoms and then write down the foods you ate anywhere from 2 to 5 or 6 hours before that are connected to those symptoms, until you start to see patterns. You'll say, oh my gosh, every time I have corn, I bloat, or every time I have wheat, I don't feel so good, or every time I have grains or milk or dairy, I get constipated. Whatever the symptom is, you got to connect it up to a certain food, eliminate those foods. In the meantime, get yourself on the best probiotic supplement you can find. And then also, it would not be a bad idea to use digestive enzymes, especially if you're worried about your heart or your circulatory system, because digestive enzymes can keep blood flowing through, circulating more effectively, and keep blood from clotting. So digestive enzymes and probiotics, and eliminating problem foods. Now, if you have any issues with your gallbladder or your liver, then that's going to be especially problematic, and you're going to want to throw in some bile salts, and that's bile as in B-I-L-E, bile salts, to help you process fats. So that's the digestive component. Secondly, if you have any diabetes or blood sugar problems, those two need to be corrected, and you're going to do 2 things to correct those. The heart is very responsive to blood sugar problems for better, blood sugar issues for better or worse. If you can control your blood sugar issues, that's going to be great for your heart. But if you have blood sugar issues that are uncontrolled, that's going to have a negative effect on the heart. And heart disease is one of the biggest problems with diabetics. So if you have any blood sugar issues, you need to stabilize that. The best way to do that is to eat more protein, eat more essential fatty acids, and to eliminate, as best as you can, at the very least reduce fast-burning sugars, fast-burning carbohydrates, fruit juice, soda pop, candy, cake, breads, grains, refined flours of all kind. Replace those with a good source of protein. Whey is the best. And replace the drive for fats, as we talked about earlier, with essential fatty acids. Hang tight, John. Jesse, I want to finish this up. It's a very important question. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side. We're going to take a Hi, everyone. I'm Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist and host of The Bright Side. The good news about nutrition and health. The good news that if you or someone you care about is on a prescription drug or has some kind of health challenge, there's a gentle, natural, healthy way to address most health issues without drugs and without doctors, and it's as simple as understanding how the parts of the body work and how they interact with the foods we eat and the nutrients we take in. If you've heard me on The Bright Side or at one of my presentations, you know I'm a man on a mission to help you understand health and wellness and the remarkable healing powers of the biological system called the human body. And if you like The Bright Side, you're going to love my new website, brightsideben.com. You'll find articles and links, you'll be able to access archives, and we'll even have exclusive information that you won't hear on the radio show. And of course, you can purchase the Longevity nutritional supplements and even sign up to join my Longevity team and make an impact, make a difference, and maybe make some money too. Check out brightsideben.com. That's brightsideben.com, or call 866-735-2470 for more information.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Genstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R-value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Genstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Attention taxpayers! If you've received a notice from the IRS or state, do not ignore it. It's also a big mistake to try and handle your tax problem on your own. If you owe back taxes, it's a fact that the government has the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, wages, savings, and your freedom. But here's the good news. There's a special toll-free tax hotline set up especially for you. This tax hotline will tell you about new programs that are geared to help you dramatically settle, reduce, or eliminate what you owe. But you have to call now. Take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 877-345-7645. That's 877-345-7645. When you call, you'll get free information on how you can reduce or eliminate back taxes, including penalties and interest. You can also be helped if you have unfiled returns, a tax lien, wage garnishment, bank levy, or if you've been entered into a payment plan but can't make the payments. Don't make the big mistake in thinking you can ignore or handle your tax problem on your own. You can stop the collection process immediately at 1-877-345-7645. That's 1-877-345-7645. 1-877-345-7645.
We're talking to Jesse in Colorado. I love that question, Jesse, because I haven't even mentioned a product yet, and these are all wonderful ways that you can help wean yourself off your prescription meds and take care of your heart. Number one, correct digestive problems. Number two, stabilize the blood sugar system. Eat more protein, eat more essential fatty acids. Wean yourself off of anything that will throw your insulin off, that will throw your blood sugar off. Number three, you got to work on the adrenal glands. We haven't talked about oxygenation, but the heart and the brain are the two most oxygen-rich organs in the body. The heart is very dependent on good oxygen. Make sure you're breathing correctly. When you're not breathing correctly, your adrenal glands will sense an emergency and you will go into hypertension, high blood pressure as your body attempts to deliver more oxygenated blood, and over time that's going to compromise the heart. So learning how to breathe is very, very, very important for cardiovascular health. And if your doctor hasn't told you about oxygenation and breathing correctly, and if he put you on a poison medicine, literally, before he told you about something as benign as appropriate oxygenation, then he is in violation of the Hippocratic Oath, which says first do no harm. And no knock on your particular doctor, because all doctors pretty much do that, or pretty much don't do that. So oxygenation is very important. As far as straight nutrition goes, make sure you're getting enough B vitamins. I can't stress that with more vigor and importance and emphasis. Please understand the importance of the entire B complex for cardiovascular health, especially vitamins B3, B6, B12, and folic acid, but not just those vitamins, all the B vitamins. The best way to get your B complex is through the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, because it's in a liquid form and you can do it all day. I'd be getting the Beyond Tangy Tangerine today, Jesse, and sip on it all day long. You'll also find another vitamin that's very important for the heart that we haven't talked about yet, and that's vitamin C. In fact, between the B complex and vitamin C, you have two of the most significant cardiovascular nutrients there are. Because they're water soluble, You pee them out. You urinate them out. And if you're not adding them in, everybody listen to this. If you're not adding these things into your supplemental regimen, if you're not taking these things in on a regular basis, once you urinate them out, you will become deficient. And you cannot help but have cardiovascular issues if you're deficient in these two important vitamins, vitamin C and the B complex. And then please tell me that your doctor told you about coenzyme Q10, because Lipitor will deplete your body of this very, very important cardiovascular vitamin, coenzyme Q10. That's another one I wouldn't waste any time getting on. I'd get it today. And you want about 100 milligrams of coenzyme Q10 a day if you're concerned about your heart. Take it in the oil-soluble gel caps. Where in Denver do you live, by the way, Jesse?
Southwest of the foothills. So
are you in Denver?
I'm sorry?
You're in Denver?
Yeah, just about 50 miles southwest of it, yeah.
Okay, good deal. How are you? You're listening on the internet, I take it, right? Or is there a radio station you're listening to?
I was listening on the internet, yes.
Okay, so there's plenty. We in Colorado are so blessed because we have all these wonderful vitamin stores. Get yourself to one of them and get on coenzyme Q10, call Longevity, and get on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. That's today. I wouldn't waste any time doing that, and it wouldn't hurt you to get on a good probiotic supplement. Vitamin E, we talked about that at length. Very important for cardiovascular health. You want about 400 IU a day, and I would be taking the tocotrienol form, and that's spelled TOCOTRIENOLS. It's as effective or close to as effective as Lipitor for lowering cholesterol. In fact, vitamin B3 niacin is as effective as the statin drugs for lowering cholesterol, and of course you get all the other benefits too. So that's another thing that you want to do. Vitamin E, coenzyme Q10, the B complex, vitamin C. There's so many ways to go here. Don't forget about magnesium, very important for cardiovascular health. All the electrolytes are important for cardiovascular health. You'll get those in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. And then last but not least, and actually there's a ton of other things I could tell you about, but I don't want to overwhelm you. Zinc is important, also 50 milligrams a day for cardiovascular health. I'd be taking a glucosamine supplement. Longevity has a great one called the glucose, I forgot what it's called. It's called the Pig Pack. And that's a glucosamine capsule. Glucosamine is typically taken for cartilage in the joints, but it will also support the health of the vascular system, the circulatory system, the health of blood vessels. So that would be a good thing to do. Get yourself on the Pig Pack from Longevity. And I know I told you a bunch of stuff there, but that's the whole point. These are all wonderful options for you to employ to help protect you from cardiovascular disease. I haven't even told you about chromium and vanadium and all these other wonderful minerals like selenium that help protect the heart. There's way too much nutritional information to give you on just a phone call. But the point I want to make for you, Jesse, and for all the listeners is that these are tremendous alternatives to prescription drugs that have no toxicity and that have no side effects, that just have beneficial effects. And if your doctor is not telling you about that, what is that saying about the state of modern medicine? What it's saying is that modern medicine cannot help but be a failure when it comes to treating chronic and degenerative disease like cardiovascular disease. Thanks so much for calling, Jesse. Appreciate your call from Colorado. Got to move on. Let's go to Florida and talk to Rick. What's up, Rick?
Hi, Ben. How are you?
Greetings. I'm doing great.
Okay. I'm 51 years of age. I'm an alcoholic, and I've been sober for 18 months. And I'm having some problems with my body still. I figured there'd be a readjustment.
Okay.
After I quit drinking, there was. But I still have days where I'm just really, really foggy.
Okay.
Where I have no energy, where I have to continue to sleep. This is keeping me from getting a job, and this is causing all kinds of problems for me.
Okay.
I believe that I'm probably deficient in many things. I do take some B vitamins. I do take a little bit of selenium. And my question for you is, first of all, is there a doctor in this area that you know of that I could go to that believes like you believe? Second of all, what blood test should I get that will reveal these deficiencies? And thirdly, what are the supplements that Longevity sells that I could take to remedy these problems?
Okay, so first, where in Florida are you?
Beautiful, sunny Clearwater.
Okay, good. I was just out in St. Pete earlier this week.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was just out there. And it was not beautiful. And it was sunny, but it wasn't beautiful. It was pretty darn cold, actually. It was 30 degrees in St. Pete, and when it's 30 degrees in St. Pete, it feels like it's 0 degrees. Anyway, so Clearwater and Tampa, St. Pete, that whole area, there's wonderful naturopaths. There's a lot. I don't know any by name, but there's a lot of good healthcare professionals out there. You got a great Whole Foods out there. You could definitely stay healthy in that part of Florida. So that shouldn't be a problem for you. Look in the phone book under naturopaths, and you may have to ask some questions to find a good one. Unfortunately, I can't give you any names. Secondly, you don't need any blood tests. You're the blood test. You feel crappy, you got a problem. There's no need for a test. Thirdly, there's some great nutritional supplements that I would start off with if I were you. First of all, like I was telling our last caller, Jesse, you want to backtrack all health issues, whether they're cardiovascular issues, whether they're brain issues, whether it's diabetes, or whether it's just plain old feeling like crap, as you're describing. You want to backtrack it to the digestive system first, the blood sugar system second, and then the adrenal thyroid unit third. So if you have any digestive issues, you want to fix them by eliminating the problematic foods. I'm not going to go over the whole journal thing like I was telling Jesse. I'm sure you heard. You want to connect up your symptoms to foods and eliminate those foods. And then you want to make sure that you're on a good probiotic supplement. That's something you want to do right away. Longevity has a great one called the BioLumin Nightly Essence that has 14 or I think it's 13 or 14 strains of bacteria plus digestive enzymes. It's a great product, but if you don't want that one, find another one. But get on a good probiotic supplement. Start yourself off on maybe 60 to 80 billion units of bacteria a day, and look for multiple strains of bacteria. Secondly, with all your meals, take digestive enzymes. Thirdly, go get yourself an essential fatty acid liquid. I wouldn't even waste time with the capsules. You need to start right away with the liquid essential fatty acids. Get Udo's Blend, UDOS, Udo's Blend. Take maybe 3 or 4 tablespoons a day. If you notice that your digestive system feels a little funny after you take your Udo's Blend, take your Udo's Blend with meals and with some digestive enzymes. Get yourself on the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Do it today. Do it now. When you hang up the phone, call Longevity, call Phyllis and Andy at 866-735-2470. Tell them you want the Beyond Tangy Tangerine and start yourself off with 2 scoops in the morning. Put it in water. Drink it all day long. That alone will make a huge difference. Rick, why don't you send me an email, ben@ksco.com. Put on there Rick from The Bright Side, and I'll talk to you more personally, because there's a lot of other stuff you could do. I wish we had more time, folks. That's all for today. We'll continue our discussion on essential fatty acids and cardiovascular health tomorrow. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Stay tuned for Alex Jones next on most of these stations. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins, but did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co, bidbit.co.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates, 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal service.